Hey there everyone, so my name is Kristen Gosinski and I'm going to be your instructor for English 2130, that's American Literature. I'm really excited to be here with you, super jazzed about this type of literary analysis that we're going to be doing together, and I can't wait to get started. I hope that you guys feel the same way, because it's going to be epic, you guys! Alright, so as you can tell, I can be a little bit silly sometimes, but you know what? Bringing some levity to a situation is always helpful, so be silly when you need to be serious when you need to be, right? That's how it works. So as I said, my name is Kristen. You don't have to call me Professor or Miss Gosinski or anything like that. In my view, in a classroom setting, we're all in this together, right? I'm here to guide you, but we're all learning, right? I learn, you guys learn, and so we are all working as a cohesive unit. So just Kristen works just fine. All right, so about me as a human, I've got two dogs. They're pretty awesome. One's name is Toby, one's name is Buster. They're super, super cute. I love those guys. I also really enjoy taking photographs and hiking and, kind of bringing my camera on hikes and really hoping I don't fall down, because I kind of do that a lot and I am terrified that I'm going to fall on my camera one of these times. And I don't want to break it. But it is what it is, right? So, hopefully that doesn't happen. Busted my knee open pretty good last week, but thankfully I only had my GoPro with me, so that was lucky. In terms of education, why am I, qualified to teach you things about American literature and literary analysis? Well, that's easy. So I've got 3 bachelor's degrees, one in English, history, and classics. The English degree, you might say, makes sense. Obviously, this is an English class, but history and classics, how do those relate? Well, in my view, and, not everybody believes this, which I just can't fathom. I don't know why they don't believe this, that you as an individual and writers as individuals are products of their environment, right? So the things that happen to them, the situations that they live through, the time period that they live in, these things that they interact with on a daily basis are all things that end up showing up in their work in one way, shape, or form, right? So, when I was doing a lot of my research, my main research is in British literature, but, American literature really isn't all that different if you understand the context, right? I was focusing mostly on writings and kind of poetry and plays and novels. There's not really that many novels back then, but novels sometimes written from 1600 and before, right? That was kind of my thing. And so to be able to understand what was happening in there, what these writers were just like throwing down real quick as a reference, kind of like how someone might throw a pop culture reference into our normal daily conversation these days, they were focusing on these sort of classical writers, people like Ovid and Plutarch and things like that. And you know what? If I didn't have that context, I couldn't have made that connection, right? So you want to make sure that you as an individual are really making sure that you're seeing how these works of literature are not working in a vacuum, right? They happen concurrently with events that are happening in the author's life. And so those events end up becoming part of what the author is, kind of thinking about and engaging with on a daily basis. And that shows up in their work, right? So that's why English, history, and classics. And you know what? That helped me succeed when I got my MA in literature. So, bringing those elements together, which I hope to do for you in this class as well, really will help you grow and be able to see these literary worlds in a different way. Okay, now, as is compulsory with a video like this, also, I do want to tell you how you can get in contact with me. Well, it's really easy. Email me, okay? In an online class, you don't have the ability to just sort of like walk up after class, although we kind of do, right? And I'll explain that in just a minute, right? We don't have that easy opportunity to just kind of have a face-to-face conversation. But email me if you have any questions, and email me anytime, okay? I don't mind getting emails late. If I'm already sleeping, I just won't respond to you until the morning, right? So email me. I'll get back to you usually within an hour or so if it's during the workday. If it's after and, I've got something to do, I've got to walk my dogs or something like that, it might take a little bit longer. I'm trying to be a little better on the weekends, have that work-life balance that people always talk about that I never seem to be able to figure out. So I might take even longer over the weekend, but I am here for you, okay? And I will try my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. All right, so send me an email. I am, have my phone with me all the time. It's right next to me. I'm a millennial. It's what we do, right? So, just sort of reach out anytime you have a question, anytime you have, something that you need to be clarified. I'm here. All right. One thing that I do want to point out, my signature block on my email account tells you an office phone number. Please, please, please do not ever call that office phone number. And the reason that I say that is I'm 100% teleworking until March. Okay, so I don't go to my office, which means I won't get your phone call. And I don't want you to think that I'm ignoring you. Okay, it really is just that I don't have access to my office phone. They don't do call forwarding to my cell phone, which if they did, I'd say, cool, give me a call. But anything that you need, email me about. If we feel like it's something we need to have a conversation about, we can set up a meeting. Okay, I'm happy to do that at any time, right? If you're someone who works days and you can only meet at 10 o'clock at night, I'm kind of a night owl, I'm usually awake, so we can set up a meeting. I might yawn during it a little bit, depending on how early I have to wake up that day, but we can make it work. If you need to talk over the weekend, we can make that work. All right, you just let me know what you need and we'll set something up. Okay, and I do mean that. Now, in terms of our course, as you kind of gleaned earlier, we're going to be working through literary analysis. All right. The one thing about literary analysis that, a lot of people don't realize is that practice makes perfect. Well, you might say, how do you practice literary analysis? Well, my answer to that would be you just keep looking for connections. You find things that interest you and you figure out what they say about a character, a time period, a place, right? Or in reverse, you find a place that says something about a character. You find a time period that says something about a character. All of those things are interrelated when it comes to literary analysis. So you really want to kind of dig in and see, well, what is it that this author is trying to convey here, right? And that's kind of the crux of literary analysis. So the best way to practice that is to, do it on your own, of course. But another great way would be to attend our class sessions. Each week we'll have one class session. They're going to last about an hour or so. So I'm going to ask that you guys do try your best to attend those. I know that this is an online class. There's no scheduled meeting time, so you might be at work or something like that. But whether you attend in person or you view the video afterwards, that works for me. 2 terms ago, I taught this same class, and it was very interactive. Everyone was present. For the most part, we all talked about the different types of literature, what they mean. People were bringing in their own experiences to help validate their positions on, what they believed about the literature. And it was amazing. Amazing. It was great. Oh my goodness, it was so beautiful. And then last term, I had a group of students who didn't come to any of the class sessions. So most of them were just me, like this, just kind of talking. And you know what? What's more engaging? Hearing like a conversation with different types of people? I'm not someone who likes to talk all the time. I don't like to hear my own voice. I like to ask questions and want you to tell me what's going on. So it's more engaging if more people come. All right. And if I start noticing that people aren't viewing the videos and they aren't, coming into the class sessions, then we're going to start having weekly quizzes, which I don't want to do, right? We're all adults here. Why would we have to do that? Sometimes it happens. All right. So please, just if you possibly can, come for part of the class session or for the whole class session if you can. That'd be amazing. If you can't attend, make sure you view the class session. I'll post them every week so that you can see, kind of exactly what we talked about, right? And then on your own, you kind of answer the questions that I ask the people that were able to attend, right? And then that way you are continuing to practice and then see kind of how your ideas seem in relation to others. Sounds like a good way, right? Let's do it. All right, so I think I've babbled on long enough. Hopefully this has been informative as to what's kind of coming. But there are other videos that you'll also be able to watch as well. You can see them on Blackboard. So let's do this, guys. All right. So English 2130 is going to be an amazing class. It's going to be so good. I can feel it in my bones. I almost said feel it in my jellies, like from Detective Pikachu, but I thought that would be weird. but I'm going to leave this in because maybe someone will get a laugh out of it. All right, so have a great rest of your day, you guys, and I will see you in the next video.